Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well and thank you for being here. This is a timeless reading that's for somebody out there, and my intention is that it will find the person or people it's meant for at the right time. It's definitely not for everyone, so if the storyline that emerges doesn't resonate for you, it's probably not for you. You can still watch the whole reading because it's always an intention of mine that anyone who's drawn to one of my readings will get something from it. So that could be an insight, a piece of wisdom, or just the opportunity to see something from a different perspective. So if you happen to be here, I think you're meant to be here. Okay, so we'll get started. We'll just quickly do our love pause first. So this is where we pause the video and send some love out into the universe. You can also do a Ho'oponopono prayer instead, and that involves saying the 4 sentences, thank you, I love you, I'm sorry, and please forgive me. So thanks to everyone who does this. The time to pause is now, and I'll start the reading on the next slide. And this is the spread we've got for this reading. If you're interested in the decks that I've used, I'll have them listed in the description box. At the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Swords. So this is someone who's very intelligent, logical, clear-headed, and they've got excellent judgment. This is air sign energy, and I tend to think of Aquarius with this particular card. And it's so interesting that when I was pulling my oracle cards, I was called to pull from bird decks. And actually, the 3 birds that showed up, they're all raptors. So there's 2 hawks here and an owl. Now, raptors are obviously predatory birds. They have excellent vision. And I guess that's confirmation that this person is very perceptive. But with all that raptor energy coming through, this person might actually be a little bit scary. So I'm not saying that this is a bad person necessarily, but you certainly wouldn't want to be on the wrong side of them. They could come after you and find you and rip you to shreds, really, if you'd done them wrong or something like that. I just got the word eviscerate. That's quite a scary word, isn't it? But I think I'm just supposed to get that this is someone who could eviscerate others if there was a conflict. Now, it's air sign energy, so they would do it with their words and they would do it with kind of cold precision, if you know what I mean. And they're also not going to be taken in by any BS or blame-o excuses. And that's because their mind is kind of razor sharp and they would see things very clearly. They can see the truth. And I could easily see someone like this working in the justice system as a prosecutor, maybe, or perhaps an investigator. And if we're talking about any other organization, this could be like a scary boss that, all the underlings are terrified of. And if we were talking about a boss like that, really the only way to be on their good side is to be earnest and play things straight and to be truthful, to do things the right way, to be thorough and organized and not take any shortcuts. And I guess if you were an underling and you'd made a mistake or you missed something, you would be best to fess up as soon as it happened or as soon as you realized, because if it came out later that something happened and maybe you tried to cover it up, you'd be in big trouble with someone like this. With all that raptor energy, this person's physical appearance could also be a bit hawk-like. So they might have a really piercing gaze or a sharpness to their features. So that's quite an interesting start for this bottom of the deck card. But we'll just have a quick, or we'll go through the process and see what sort of reading we're getting here. Now, the 3 cards we got, they're all pretty big cards because we've got 2 major arcana cards and an ace. So strong energies in this spread for sure. Because even that King of Swords, I mean, that's a strong energy. It's an evolved energy. So definitely it sounds like someone quite powerful, or the storyline is quite powerful. The card we've got in the past position is the Hermit, which is Virgo energy. This is someone who's been looking for the truth. They've been on some kind of solitary quest. Now, I'd normally see it as someone going inwards to find the truth, but I've still also got that idea of someone who might be in the justice system. So this might be someone who's perhaps working through like investigating something, working through a lot of information and trying to get to the truth. And they've got that razor sharp mind, so I feel like they've maybe been sorting through stuff to find the things that make sense and appear relevant, but they're also looking at the things that don't make sense and don't seem to fit, and they'd be trying to figure out those things as well, like why is this piece of information here? What does this mean? So things I feel like things have to make sense to the King of Swords. Like they wouldn't be able to accept something as true until it made sense to them. With the energy, with that Virgo energy of the Hermit, I do feel like we're talking about someone who would work slowly and meticulously. So because this is coming up, this Hermit card, as the past energy, and as you can see in the spread, this Hermit is looking backwards. So I do feel like this has been a long-standing thing they've been looking into. They've been trying to make sense of it for a while. And these spreads amaze me. Like I've literally been saying, this hermit's been looking for the truth, and we've got the truth card in the present position. It's the Ace of Swords, which is the truth. So it's truth and clarity, and it's air sign energy again. Now, I tend to see the aces as cardinal energies, so I would think of Libra with this card. And that's interesting too, because Libra is the sign that relates to justice in tarot. So that feels like it could be confirmation that this is someone who's operating in the justice system. And the good news, obviously, is that if they've been looking for the truth and looking for the truth for a really long time, they've actually found it here in the present position. Now, the future card is a surprising one because it's the Hierophant card, which is Taurus energy. So we've got two earth sign energy. So air and earth is all we've got here. Now, Taurus, the Hierophant is the card of a spiritual teacher or leader, but it can also be someone who's the head of an institution or a traditional or hierarchical organization. And it can also represent things that are traditional or done by the book, things that are done the right way. And we were getting that sense with this particular person as well. They do like for things to be done the right way. Now, it's hard to know how this Hierophant card relates to someone looking for the truth and finding it. So as I said, the King of Swords does like things being done the right way. So maybe there's something that needs to be done the right way, and that's what this king is going to do. Maybe the truth this king discovers leads to them stepping into some kind of leadership role as the head of an organization, perhaps. So if this was about the justice system, maybe this person will end up promoted to a position of authority. So that's the future card. So it hasn't, obviously, it's not going to happen immediately, but it is how it's looking like things will go. Now, I'll see what the oracle cards give us. And if they don't give it us any closer to what's going on here, I might even go pull some extra cards. So we'll just see. Now, the first oracle card here is the Seahawk card, which is titled Aligned Focus, and it reads, "You are a powerful co-creator of your reality. Trust that the universe is always working in your favor." And then we've got the White Owl with the message, "The wisdom and messages of the divine are within you." And then we have the last card, the Hawk card, with the keywords wildness, perception, and observation. I'm definitely getting a sense with those messages that this clears up whether this person is on the good side or not, because we're talking about being aligned with the universe, being aligned with the divine. So they're definitely a good person. They're off the light, and that's really good because we were getting that scariness at the start, so I wasn't sure if this could be someone who's, an enemy or something like that, but it's not coming through that way. They obviously are off the light, but they may have a scary persona still, but that's okay. I do feel here that they're a light worker. Maybe they didn't always know that. So it's possible that hermit energy could also have been about going within to understand themselves better. And the Ace of Swords was maybe the awakening in that context, discovering the truth about themselves, their spiritual identity, and so on. Now, I don't know if the Hierophant means they step into a spiritual role, because I still think that justice system energy is quite strong. So this could just be that we're talking about a spiritually awakened person, a light worker, who is stepping into a position of authority in the justice system, or whatever organisation they might be operating in. And of course, light workers can exist in all kinds of places, and maybe this person's purpose is to have an impact on a particular system, the system of justice, perhaps. And maybe before their awakening, there were things they never questioned or never saw as problematic. But as an awakened soul, they can definitely see that there might be things that can be transformed for the benefit of all. They have the clarity and wisdom of the divine in them now. So, and also, we've got a card here. They're in a position to co-create the reality they want. And obviously, that's going to be much easier to do from a position of authority. I feel like they will find ways to influence things in a positive direction. Now, I don't feel like those oracle cards really gave us anything specific, but I'm not feeling like I need to pull clarifiers at this point. I think that means that I've got what I needed to get from this spread. So this Hierophant energy seems to be about an awakened light worker stepping into a position of power. And that would be great to see across the board, wouldn't it? It would beat having institutions that are influenced by corruption or the self-serving agendas of people in charge. Now, come to think of it, I'm getting now that, whatever that truth was that this person uncovered, it could even have had something to do with corruption within their own organization, and it wasn't something that they were willing to ignore once they discovered it. And so they were courageous enough to do the right thing and bring the truth to light. And maybe that's the reason why they end up being made the head of the organization, and it's because they were the most honorable person, and it was felt that they deserved that position. So very interesting, but I think that's all I'm getting from these cards today. So it does seem like it's quite a specific message. So if it's resonating for you, it's yours. If it's not, it's not. But anyway, I'll end my message here. And that's it, guys. This is the last slide. Thank you all for being here, and thanks for watching. If you like my videos, please consider subscribing to my channel, and please give this video a like and leave a comment if you feel guided to. Thanks to everyone who is already subscribed. Your support is greatly appreciated. And that's it. Take care, everyone, and I hope that I'll see you all in another video. Bye, guys.